Ladies and gentlemen, I never know how to start these things. It's Canada wrap up. We're doing the first two games because, frankly, let's be honest, we were expecting, which is such a great thing to say. I'll throw it to you right away. But as a Canada soccer fan, expecting two easy group wins, that's kind of new territory for us.
It's such an awesome feeling to just think like, yeah, they did their business. I'm going to fully admit I didn't watch a lot of the Haiti game. I obviously watched the highlights and the goals. What I'm being told is they didn't play that well, but they didn't play well and they won 4-1. That's also another really positive sign. So it's just exciting. Like all these games are exciting, especially the fact that they're scoring goals. Like in the past, we might have won those games, 2-1, 1-0, not 4 goals, again, like
or lost them, to be honest. Like last Gold Cup, Haiti knocked us out.
that's
I
right.
mean, this is weird, and
I know.
I'll throw this to you. I mean, this is, I think, the cliche of the Gold Cup right now, but I want to say it, and it's us doing this and winning these games without our best two players, without David and Davies, and I frankly think that is more important than anything, than winning the Gold Cup. I mean, I want to go on and win the Gold Cup, but Davies might get hurt. David might get hurt sometime. You might do, we can't be the Davies David show. We have to be a team.
And no Atiba as well,
No Borjan,
no, so we're missing some big dogs. It's nice. It's also like program building. Like I think Herdman's very much into building the Canadian men's program, and it's nice to have this now. It's like this little fraternity and a group of guys that are bought in that want it, and there's guys getting their chances and they're doing well.
Yeah, I will have to say, from the second Herdman took the Canadian men's job, I'm like the biggest fanboy of Herdman. I love him to death. I think he's the best thing that's happened to Canadian soccer in a long time, or ever even.
Yeah, I think we've talked about
it. Yeah, but I'm going to say this.
Okay, sorry, I cut you off.
His first mistake, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be great, like we just talked about, to do this tournament without David and Davies, but I don't want it to happen because Davies is on crutches. That should have never happened. We talked about this on previous shows. Alphonso Davies should have never in a million years been selected for this Gold Cup.
Yeah, I feel like a superstar podcast YouTuber, whatever the hell that we want to call ourselves for this. But I feel terrible, and I feel like I jinxed it because I said he should be on a beach with his feet up and on a yacht with a picture of him and whatever. Like,
yeah,
he's way too valuable. It's not the year for the Gold Cup to be prioritized. To build the program, yes. To keep momentum, yes. To bring Davies, no. Keep Bayern happy, keep him fit, let him have a rest. We all know about, like, in some of our earlier shows, we drummed on about periodization and how to plan and train people and all that. And yeah, I'm not going to go down there and beat that dead horse, but geez, it was a bad call. It was just not a good decision. Save your Bayern Munich, please let him come call for a more important time.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one. So I'll bring up another player who, when we first started with these qualifiers and these Canada shows, it was hard for this player to show himself because frankly, he's too good, and you can't show yourself in this deep position. But Eustaquio is certainly, for me, showing to be, he's going to be the first name on the team sheet, second name on the team sheet every time we play. This guy's a different level.
It's nice to have a central midfielder. And there's no disrespect to others, the Atibas and that, because Atibas may be in this boat as well in this category, but someone who's just calm on the ball, someone who won't panic when he's getting pressed. Like, it's nice to see a player like that. And you're right, this guy could grow. He could get a big move, and he could be the next big move guy we're talking about. More than we already are at a bigger club, maybe a Champions League club. He's a fantastic player, beautiful set piece, and he seems bought in. So again, let's go back and give Herdman some credit there.
Yeah, and I mean, if he's adding goals now to his game like he's doing, like, that's going to add a whole. That free kick, by the way, was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Well, I think for me, I would say being a fan, but not being like diehard researching like on Canucks abroad all the time, who's what. I feel like over the last year, I've discovered Marc-Anthony Kaye and Eustaquio, and I feel like what two good players we've got in the center of the park there.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's harsh to say because he did score in the first game, and he's a good player, and I like him, but I'm just something about me and Osorio. Like when I see Eustaquio and Kaye, I'm like, yes, and then I'm like, okay. I feel like we're missing that Arfield, or for me, a Witherspoon, an Arfield, somebody. And it's no disrespect to Osorio because he is a very, very good soccer player and a great Canadian national team player. I don't know. Maybe it's just a blip in the matrix for me. I don't know what it is, but
for me, I think it's two things. I think number one, it's also Marc likes his new toys. You're always a new toy guy. You're a Christmas new toy and get rid of the old toy right away.
100%.
But more realistically, I think it's an indication of where the program is at, that you're now being selective amongst players you could be selective with, as opposed to, well, you have to play Osorio because you have nothing else. So he's actually got competition, and you know what? Fair play. You like the other ones better, that's fine. Hard to argue that I might like Marc-Anthony Kaye better than Osorio, like if I'm picking one for one when it comes down to it. I don't know, but I think it's part and parcel of where the program has gotten to, that you're thinking that way.
Yeah, and to contradict myself, whenever Osorio plays, he scores. He's just like, he just gets in these spots, even for TFC. It's like I'm watching, Osorio scored again.
Yeah.
And it's like this game against Martinique. Osorio scores a second goal. Great little finish. I mean, it's a hard finish.
Yeah.
So I know maybe it is just, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but if he keeps scoring, he's just going to you can shut me up.
Yeah.
The other one I want to talk about is we've got all these, let's use your analogy of new toys there in the back line with Johnston, who's been brilliant. Kamal Miller, who's to me is going to be that left-sided center back for the next 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
But that glue, Vittoria, 34, just a seasoned veteran, always just in the middle of that back three, just so solid and calm. I mean, could he lead us to the World Cup? Can he get us there?
I'm going to say, I don't know. I think when you said like, how nice is it to expect we're going to just walk these games and all that, it's nice we're in that different boat. But I feel like that's the part that I'm now like getting, again, new toy analogy or, excited analogy. Like now that I'm this excited, I want to see them really tested against top Mexico, US, Honduras, whoever. And I want to see how the defense holds up. I think they're doing a great job. I think they're good players. I'm not saying they're going to lose 4-5-6-7-0, not even close.
Yeah.
But are they going to concentrate 90 minutes and pitch a shutout in Minneapolis, Minnesota on the second leg of a World Cup, like something like that? I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure yet. I like what he is. I like his template, an old head, a veteran. I think you go with him, but I don't know if I'm convinced just yet.
Yeah, I'd like to. I would even argue the fact, again, to counter my own self, Vittoria is great in these games, but then when you play teams like the US and Mexico, to me, it's like you want Miller, Henry, Johnston in there, everybody with athletic ability and the ability to pass the ball.
Yeah.
Because you need both. Vittoria is calm, cool, great leader, but can he chase Pulisic around the field? I don't know. That's where it scares me a little bit.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, I just want to see them when they step up. I don't think we're a Canada team of the past that might crumble. And we didn't always crumble, but we did at times. I'd like to see what they're like, and I'm also like a big time nerd about, formations are overrated, but with 3 at the back, 3-5-2, how will that work against the big teams? Is it going to turn into a 5 at the back and they're just parking the bus, and you've got Davies actually playing left back in a back 5? You might say it's 3-5-2, but it turns into a 5 because I'm interested to see that. I'm not entirely sold on that yet, but if Herdman is and he's been playing it, and great, I'm going to support it, of course. So I'm curious to see what he may do against bigger sides.
Yeah, but the emergence here of my next point of Buchanan, if we do that, 5-3-2 kind of what we've been doing. I mean, it'd be tough not to be able to attack with Alphonso Davies on the left and let's say a Buchanan on the right. I mean, how unreal of that, that's kind of like two Andy Robertsons, like that's one way to relieve I mean, I understand what you're saying totally. It's easy to phone, but with those two, I mean, Buchanan looks like a different player. I mean, he was great in the U23s. You could tell he was a level above that. But holy hell, he's this level.
He looks
He's
better.
amazing.
He looks better in this.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm so glad you brought him up, because if I picked a new present, he's my new present to pick. Like,
Yeah.
aesthetically, the way he moves, the way he dribbles, it's just very pleasing on my eye. And he's a player that I would pick out as a pleasing Steve likes type player. I like other players that I don't aesthetically like, or I appreciate other ones, but I like him a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a real player. That's like Mike Kamal Miller. I have a man crush on him. I think he's just so strong and his passing is so good.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I watched the FC is it FC? What is it?
Yeah.
CF Montreal all the time. I don't want to say Impact, so it always takes me a few minutes. But like, I don't know. I just love this guy. I love this guy.
It's cool. He seems like a neat little find and a good story, and he looks the part. He looks like the guy who could maybe chase down Pulisic or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You give anybody nightmares. So yeah, that's that. 4-1 against Martinique, 4-1 against Haiti. And I mean, they didn't play great against Haiti, but we got the result. We won. I mean, Kyle Larin scoring. That's almost old news now. It's like we play a men's national team game, Kyle Larin scores.
He scores. He just buries, does his chance. Even a couple of games I was critical of him, he still scored. So it's like, what do I care? Shut up and just I'd pick him the next game again. Like you just have to. It'd be nice in an ideal perfect world. There's not World Cup qualifiers and David was there. I'd like to see them just play more minutes together. Like I think they could be good together. I just want the communication understanding there. But that's being crazy nitpicky. Great player, love him, absolutely.
Yeah, and I like in the second game against Haiti, we got Akinola cap-tied. I think that was like the whole goal of this tournament. I don't think he's ready yet to be anything really significant until he gets his club career on track. I mean, he should, until he's starting for TFC every week, scoring goals consistently. He's not going to beat out a Larin or a David or anybody like that to play for us. But to get him cap-tied, that's a win.
I just love it. I'm such a recruiting nerd in any sport, and I just think what another recruit would just stockpile that cupboard. Like I just picture this beer fridge full of beer, and not oh, I only have 3 beers, so we got to save things. Like it's just full. It's like here's another awesome fresh player. Like wow, we lost Teal Bunbury in the past, and he never plays for the States. He's wasting away. We could have used him probably 6-7 years ago. And we just won one of those battles here. It's just nice to have and to say what you're saying. Like you're saying you don't need him, and you're saying that because we have Davies, we have Larin, we have Cavallini, we got Corbian who can play there, you got Buchanan who can Hoylett who can play there, you got Witherspoon who can play there, you've got who's the new guy came in, I forget, Pasher or whatever. There's all these guys, and now him. It's just good for Canada,
Exactly. That's the thing. It's because in soccer, and we have been following European national teams forever, how often does a squad of 20 over the next 4 or 5 days, oh, he's pulled out, he's pulled out, he's pulled out. In the past with Canada, it's if he's pulled out, we're done. Now it's all right, Akinola, come in. It's just the level doesn't drop like this anymore.
That's right. You can get away with not being a Davies and David show for a couple of games. You're going to need those guys for the big dogs for sure, but you can still get away with it here and there. You might be able to salvage a draw in US without one of them with these depth players. So it's and you nailed it with the other squads. Look at the Euros. Spinazzola's out for Italy, or so and so goes out, and it's a loss, of course, but they're not dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So where they're at now, Canada is ahead of the US in the group because of goals scored. They've scored one more goal than the US. Again, this is like almost like a dream. I'm gonna wake up all of a sudden and be like, oh, Pesky Solito missed again. It's like, this is it. All we have to do on Sunday when we play the US is draw or win. And now we're avoiding Mexico, for our path to the final. I mean, and the killer though is these CONCACAF refs that are just throwing out yellow cards like candy. So Eustaquio's missing that game, which is a big loss.
That's a disaster for us in a way. I still expect us to compete. Wouldn't be surprised if we win or draw. I would think at this point, even with the players missing, Herdman can't lose 5-0, 4-0.
Oh my God, no.
I think that's gonna derail us. Anything else, I think we're okay, and we're keeping his momentum going. Can I ask you, do you like the U.S. jerseys?
I'll be honest. In the past, I've loved them. Yeah. I've loved them. They're always really nice. I'm not that big of a fan of.
I hate them. I don't know what. Every time I look at them, I feel like something's not right, and I always feel like I'm not actually watching the right highlights.
Yeah.
It looks like the Zubaz pants from like the 80s, and Dan Marino's going to come out with isotoner gloves and Zubaz pants. And it makes me mad. I'm like, stop wearing those.
Yeah. And now the danger happens again. We had this show in the U23s when we played Mexico. Do we go on Sunday and sit? Do we need to draw? We just, like, for me, the Eastern European dirtiness in me is like, play everyone in the back and just frustrate the hell out of them. Get out of there with the ugliest 0-0 in the world and win the group. That's what I want to see, but that's why I'm not a coach of them.
Well, you know what? It might be the right thing. Like, it's not exciting for people listening to this or something else, or for Herdman to come out and say it. But if you get through the group, all the people that are critiquing aren't going to care. So, I don't know. I think he can't be too defensive, or the U.S. are too good to invite on the entire time. So I won't go as deadly Eastern European as you, but I will go against my natural instinct to just bomb forward all the time and say, play him on a counter and try and really, like, sit back for a lot of periods of the game, long periods.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. So that's on Sunday, and we're gonna have a show right after that game because that's gonna be a big teller. So that'll be interesting. So anyway, tune in Sunday. Watch Canada play the U.S. in a huge soccer game. I mean, and we need to rethink this whole Gold Cup, because nobody knows what the Gold Cup is. It should be the North American Championship or some sort of something that coincides with the European Championship or the Copa America or whatever. It's Gold Cup.
Yeah, if you're watching this and you don't really know the Gold Cup, it's our equivalent to the Euros right now. So get out there. Yeah. Now they're going to the game. Now these people are walking to the game because of what I said. Stupid. Watch the game.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever I see the Gold Cup, my kids are like, what's on Minecraft? Gold? It's like, no, come on, not a Gold Cup.
No.
Tune in Sunday, cheer on those boys, and we'll be back. Go